Hello, Pickly Peeps, and welcome to our second to last day of lookbook planning. Woohoo! Well, actually, today will be the last day of planning because tomorrow we are going to start actually putting it all together. That's just not your fingers, right? All together. We're gonna get our lookbook all set tomorrow. There's just a couple of last minute things that I want to go over with you in Canva, let you play around a little bit of extra homework to grab before we get started on tomorrow's massive put it all together class. So that said, welcome to Grids and Templates. Woohoo! You should be excited. You should seriously be excited. Grids and templates are awesome. Grids and templates are what allow us to do things very, very quickly, which, you know, when you're running a handmade business and you wear all the hats. I should have grabbed hats. I love hats. I never wear hats, but I have a whole bunch of them. I should have grabbed hats. But anyway, it's when you're wearing all the hats that you really need to be able to do stuff quick. So grids and templates are going to be your best friend. Before we get started and jump right in, I just want to say if you are new to this series, this is day 6 of building your stellar branded lookbook that sells. So if you want to catch up, right down in the description below this video, there is link to a playlist, and you can start right from the beginning and go all the way through, or bounce around, whatever you want. I do recommend starting from the beginning and going all the way through though. That's always easiest. I know, I try to cheat sometimes and bounce all around and be like, no, I need this part, no, I need that part, and then by the end, I've done it all out of order, and I'm like, what am I doing again? So yeah, I do recommend starting at video 1 and going all the way through. And while you're down there, why don't you go ahead, if you've been loving this series, give this video a like, it's super duper helpful. And all right, now we can get started. To the computer! And welcome back to Canva, Pickly Peep. Here we go. Okay, so this should look familiar. It's the template that I made back on day 2. So we have our page numbers, we have our bottom with our hyperlink, we got a couple of pages in here preset. I just have it preset at 5. And note when we go through putting the whole book together, I'm not going to go through all like 10, 12 pages, you guys. Just because that's too much. You don't want to sit and wait that long. You're going to get the hang of this really fast, but we can definitely put together 5, 6 pages. So we're going to start here with page 1, and we are going to start playing with grids and templates. So what we do is come over here onto the elements option. Okay, so we came over into elements, and I want you to scroll down until you reach grids. Shapes will do kind of the same thing. You can see anything here in Canva where it has like the landscape picture, like you're looking out a window. Those are templates that you can drop other photos in, and then they will then take on that shape. So if I dropped a picture of a flower here in the circle, the picture would take the shape of the circle. So you can play with those too, but right now I want to pay attention to grids. I'm going to go ahead and click on that. And they have here in grids spacings that go all the way from 1 up until I think the biggest one has like 12 spots on it, which is wow crazy. And so to use any of these, all you gotta do is click on it and boom, it will show up over here on your page. Now, one quick thing I want to point out, since we have our footer at the bottom here, we want to move our grid up just that little bit so that it sits right on top of our footer. That way we don't lose any graphic on the bottom. Unless you want to lose graphic, that's fine. So you can go ahead and do this. And then let's go into our fall curated folder here, autumn curated. And this is just to show you guys what happens with these. So with this image, we could go ahead and put a skull on one side, and we can put a pumpkin on the other, and I kind of want them to be looking at each other. So if I click on the image itself, oh, not that, that's crop. I can flip it. Okay, and now you can see, ta-da! You see what I mean about it dropping stuff in there. So I have my pumpkin image, I have my skull image. Let's look at another one. Let's go back into elements here. And say we want to use this 3 one. We like this one. So I can go ahead and drop this in. And then I'm going to, just like before, I'm going to pull this up, the bottom up above my footer. You can drop the top down so it's below your page number. And then if you wanted to put a headline up here, you could do that. Other things that I will do with grids, because I don't like being completely constrained here, is maybe I'll say I want 3 images on the bottom, like that. And give me a 1, and we'll make that like the middle of the page. Give me a 1, something like that. And then give me a... well, we could do something like that with the 2 in the top. Ooh, I'm going to make that smaller so I can make this a little bit bigger. And boom, you can use all of their pre-done grids here to make your own grids. So you can really have a lot of fun with your page layouts. If you just want to base it really quick, you can use their layouts. If you want to add on to them, you feel free to go ahead and add in your own layouts and really change them up. And I'll show you one more thing you can do with a layout. So let's see here. Let's say that we want to, here's the 4 grid. So let's say we like this. We can keep it like that. We can drop it down. Whatever you want to do. And so we can have our photos in here, but say you want something else on it. So you can go back into elements and you can add a shape. So say I take a square now and I'm going to rotate it 45 degrees. Ooh, 45. And you can see as you move it that it tells you how far it's moved. That's wonderful. I'm going to make it smaller. And I can set that, boom, right in there, and now I have an even more interesting page. So I could put something in there. I could put a selfie. I could put a quote. I could put a, like, special deal. So this is the Halloween one. I could put some kind of spell in there. So that's an option, too. You can always put overlays or put other stickers and shapes on top of your grids. So you'll be seeing we'll be playing with all of this tomorrow. And the last thing I want to show you that you can do with grids, I don't play with this one as often, but it is an option. Ooh, that wasn't what I wanted. I'm going to click undo. I'm going to scroll down to my next page and grab the same shape. So say I want this. Height is what, 7.4. I'm trying to make it square here. Yep, it says that's square. Okay, so I can take my entire grid and I can rotate it. So if I put it at 45, that'll give me a diamond. There we go. And I can go like this. Now, if you drop a photo into a rotated grid, your photo will also be rotated, so just beware. If you want to instead have a diamond shape on there instead of grids, you're going to go into frames, and they probably have a diamond one. I would think they have a diamond. They have all these like really cool paint swatches that are really neat. Like we can have fun with those. I like this one like it's torn paper. They have donuts. I've never used that kind before. You can do Superman. But anyway, you get the idea. I don't actually see a diamond in here. Interesting. I don't play in this side as often. But alright, so if you are looking at our diamond like this, and let's go back into our autumn curated folder, and say we like, oh, if you just click on your image in here, it's just going to add it as another layer. Oh, and then you can move it around and have it there. But see how the ghosts were on the bottom, and now they are sideways, so it will tilt your photo. And there's kind of no real good way to tilt your photo back. So just be aware of that. And there we go. You are all set on grids and templates. Feel free to play around. We are going to be revisiting these and using them a ton tomorrow. How was that, my pickle peep? What do you think of templates and grids? Is your mind blown on how easy this is? And now I know we're gonna have some Photoshop people here in the comments, and they're gonna say, Melissa, you're an idiot, because you can do all of this in Photoshop and you have much more control and blah 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 blah. Yeah, I know, but in Photoshop this same project takes 20 hours when I can do it in like just a couple in Canva. So That's why I like Canva more than Photoshop. There's always going to be stuff that Photoshop can do better because it's Photoshop. Come on. But for the quick stand-in, get it done now, that's why I like Canva. All right, so you are all good. Play around with grids and templates. Start building your own. See what you kind of think. Tomorrow, we're going to be adding everything together. We're going to be pulling from our curated content library. We're going to be putting together all of those branded elements, our fonts, our colors, our shapes. We are going to be bringing in our product photo. And all of this together is going to create our cohesive world. So do you see how it all starts to come together and thread together, and it's going to be beautiful. It's going to be gorgeous by the end of tomorrow. All right. That said, if you need it, here's your last bit of homework. If you want to include fun quotes, recipes, I don't know, any kind of text add-ons for your lookbook, go ahead and gather them today. That way, when we start tomorrow, we have all of our resources all in one spot and we can get it done. All right, I will see you tomorrow. Make sure, go down in the comments. Let me know what you think of grids and templates. Let me know if you're excited about tomorrow's putting it all together video. And yeah, I will see you then.